Hey, what's going on everybody, and welcome back to the channel. And we have another really cool video for you today, and I've been getting this question a lot lately from people that are moving or relocating here to South Florida, and that is, should I rent or should I buy? And we're going to be talking about that today, so don't go anywhere. What's up everybody, and welcome back to my channel, Living in Fort Lauderdale. My name's Rob Zeoli, and I'm a real estate agent right down here in South Florida. And if you've been here before, welcome back. But if this is your first time here, don't forget to subscribe to the channel down below and tap the little bell icon to be notified anytime I go ahead and post a new video. I put out weekly videos and content about what it's like to live and to play down here in South Florida. But more than that, guys, I'm a local real estate agent, and what I love more than anything is to help people just like you with their real estate needs. So if you're planning a move or you're relocating down here to the South Florida area, or just have any questions about the market, my information is popping up down below. You can reach me by phone, text, send me a comment. I always look forward to helping and talking to new people. And without further ado, let's dive right into the video. Should I buy or rent when moving to Fort Lauderdale? Okay, so again, we're getting this question a lot. Should I buy or should I rent? And there's many different reasons why someone might be considering either renting or purchasing when they move or relocate down here to South Florida. So one question that's coming up a bunch very frequently is about the market. And they say, Robert, should I wait for a year or two? The market's probably gonna crash. There's a bunch of videos about this subject. There's articles all over the place. So what should I do? So let's talk about the market really quick. Now, none of us, especially me, has a crystal ball, so I cannot predict the future. All I can do is tell you what I'm seeing right now on the ground. Now, just as an example, I was out this weekend with a great couple that I met on this channel. What's up, Pamela and Herb? Hope you're doing well. We'll talk soon. And we went out over the weekend and looked at a bunch of different houses. We covered, I think it was like 4 or 5 counties, all the way from Broward up to Port St. Lucie and everything in between, and looked at a bunch of houses. So what did I see when I was out there looking at these houses? Exactly what I've seen throughout the whole year, and that is a big shortage of homes and a bunch of buyers, too many buyers for the inventory that is out there for sale. You know, it's really been the same thing. Very hard to get into homes because they're going under contract immediately. You have to go during open houses, so everything is pretty much the same. Now, with a blanket statement like the market is going to crash, it's really, I think, specific to a particular area, but right down here, right now in South Florida, things don't look like they're going to be crashing anytime soon. Again, what we're seeing is a shortage of homes, a very low inventory, and more buyers than there are homes for sale. So what this really means is that there's a lot of homeowners out there, and you know, a lot with a high equity position in their homes, meaning they've owned it for many, many years, possibly have no mortgage or a very small mortgage, are holding on and not selling, at least right now. And also what I've been seeing lately is a lot of cash has been coming in to the whole state of Florida. Now there's over 1,000 people per day moving to the state, and a lot of them that are purchasing are buying all cash. So I did do a little research for this video, and in South Florida in the last 6 months, 1/4 or almost 25% of all the home purchases for single family homes have been all cash. Now, what does this really mean? It's really good for the health of a market. You know, you have all the homeowners that are not selling, that have a high equity position or own the homes free and clear, and you have a lot of people that are purchasing all cash. So not a lot of high leveraged homes, and that's always healthy for a real estate market. Now, another critical factor that you have to take into account when deciding whether to buy or rent here in South Florida is the rate of appreciation that we've been having. So going back 1 year from today's date, back 1 year, homes in South Florida have appreciated by 18%. Yes, 18%, which is an extremely high number. So quite simply, if you purchased a home 1 year ago today for $500,000, you have gained $90,000 in equity in your home in 1 year, 12 months, $90,000. Now really just think about that for a second. What else in life can you do? There are other ways to invest or ways to invest, but what can you do in life? Whether at your job to add to your salary without doing any extra work, without working any overtime, that would give you a $90,000 pay raise in 12 months. Really not much. It's a pretty incredible number and a really, really high rate of appreciation. Now, another thing you have to consider when deciding whether to rent or to purchase are the current interest rates right now, and people talk about it all the time. Now, although interest rates have gone up throughout the year, and I think they went up a couple of times in the last month, they're still right around 3 to 3.25%. If you have great credit and are putting down 20 to 25%, you'll probably be just under 3, but we're right at 3 or 3.25, which is extremely low, or still extremely low. It was way back around 2 in the beginning of the year. So what does that really mean for you? Well, really simply, it means you could afford much more of a house or a more expensive house for a lower payment. Or if you don't really need that real expensive house and it's just too much for you, you'll have an even lower payment. But really, really great low interest rates is great for everybody all around. So really, what would be some of the reasons why someone might be considering renting or purchasing? And a lot of them have to do with logistical reasons, especially someone who's not here or moving here locally where they're already established. Someone who's relocating, sometimes the logistics get in the way and they have no choice but to look to rent or do a short-term rental. Now, some people have the luxury of being able to come down and purchase a home and then go back to where they're relocating from and put the home on the market and take their time in selling and moving. Now, there's other people out there that we talk to that are not in that situation. They might be relocating and have to start a job at a certain date, and they just have to get down here and situated to start the job. So in that case, we've been doing a lot of short-term rentals, whether it be an Airbnb or a VRBO or just a short-term a rental or a short-term lease, say 6 months, so they can get themselves established and to look for a property once they get here in town. Now, if you think about it, it might take around 45 days to find a house, another 45 to maybe 60 to close on the house. And a lot of sellers, we've been seeing it a lot lately, are asking or need what we call a post-occupancy agreement, meaning that they would want to or have to rent the house back from you once you close for another month or so until they actually are able to find another home. So if you think about that time frame, by the time you're done with all that, you're already at like 4 or 5 months already, so just in time to move into your new home if you did a 6-month rental. Now, another hurdle some people run into when relocating is actually being able to find a house, win the negotiations, because you're going to be competing with other buyers in this market and actually close. Now, a lot of times that in itself is a huge challenge for someone relocating from another state. Now, going back to the couple I mentioned earlier, Pamela and Herb, my clients that came down this weekend, we had a big master list of homes we wanted to go see. So we've been communicating for a few weeks before they came into town. And, the list right before we went out got pretty much blown up. Things were going under contract by the hour, canceled appointments, just a lot of different things that make it very difficult to see a home. Now, there's several different ways that you can see a home when you're going out and looking. Obviously, the easiest and best is when it's on a lockbox and it's vacant and you can go anytime. The other ways is by appointment or by open house, which open houses have been around forever. The difference is now we've been seeing a lot more in this market where sellers are not actually doing showings, they're only doing open houses. So the home will come on the market, say on a Monday or a Wednesday. It will say no showings until the open house this Saturday and Sunday. They have a bunch of people coming in, say between 1 and 4 on Saturday and Sunday, and after that they shut it down. They have a bunch of offers in hand, and they're usually making a decision by Monday morning. So really it makes things a little tougher for someone relocating from another area to get a home or purchase a home when they're not actually established and live in this state or live here locally, because sometimes it's just hard to get appointments and get into the homes, and they go awfully fast and there's a bunch of competition. And lastly, I do get some people that say, listen, Robert, we want to rent for about a year or two just to see what happens with the market because we're concerned, or we don't know the area enough and we don't want to purchase in a neighborhood we're not sure if we're going to like, so we want to rent for a year or two and live here for a while and then pick our neighborhood where we want to go. So these are really, really valid concerns, and I've been hearing them more and more lately, but I think you really, really need to think about this for a while before you make this decision and try to put your business hat on when making the decision. So you've decided that you're moving to South Florida. That is certain. And there's nothing or no rule that says you have to live in a home for 5, 10, 15, or even 20 years after you purchase it. You can purchase and sell the home in 2 years if you happen to find a better area that's more suitable for you and your family. So let's go back to the beginning of the video when we spoke about the rate of appreciation, which is right around 18%. So just think about if you live someplace that you purchase and it goes up 18% in 2 years, just think about the money that you'll have left, even after paying all your closing costs back from purchasing and for selling. You're going to walk away with a bunch of equity, which turns into cash that you're going to have that you can use to put yourself in a better buying position 2 years down the road than if you just came down and rented for 2 years. Now, let's just say the market happens to adjust and the rate of appreciation goes down by 50%. So it only appreciates by 9% per year. That's still a lot of money in 2 years on a $500,000 house. That's about $90,000. So after owning for 2 years and selling, paying back whatever you spent for closing costs when purchasing and selling, you're still coming out with cash in your pocket, as opposed to writing that rent check that is gone once you hand it over to the landlord. So just think about it. Once you write that rent check, you can't write off any expenses that you're entitled to by owning a home on your taxes. And there's no chance of even recouping the money that you laid out by paying somebody else's rent. Now, renting is definitely a viable option, and sometimes it's absolutely necessary and cannot be avoided. But in my humble opinion, if the ultimate goal and the end goal is to purchase a home, then for all the reasons we've discussed in this video, I definitely think that buying sooner rather than later is definitely the better option. So that's all I have for you today, guys, and hopefully I was able to help someone out there that might have some questions and might be thinking of whether to buy or rent. And if you feel like you got anything out of this video and you can give me a thumbs up, it helps with the YouTube algorithm and helps the channel grow, and I would really, really appreciate it. And as much as I like making these videos and possibly helping someone that has some of these decisions to make, what I love more than anything is to help people with their real estate needs, or to help them find that perfect place they might be thinking of moving to, or want to go see, or just want to learn more about. But in order to do that, you gotta reach out. So you can contact me 24/7 at the number down below. I look forward to hearing from you and love helping new people. And until the next video, I really appreciate you watching, and I will catch you on the next one. Take care.